very good of you to make time.
No, we're excited about this.
Straight through. You can have one.
Very excited about this.
We may go through.
Oh, wait a minute.
Good morning.
This is wonderful.
Good morning! Can I help you?
You certainly may. Are you related to Anna Perez?
Who's Anna? Who are you?
Who are you?
This is Mrs. Bush.
Oh, who are you?
We have an appointment.
Do you have an appointment?
Yes, we do.
Well, I'll just check the list. 1 moment. Where did you say you wanted to go?
To the boardroom.
Oh, Zelda?
Yes?
Tell them where to go.
Go to the boardroom.
Thank you very
Nice to
much.
have met you, Mrs. Bush.
Good, tell them where to go.
Now, let me introduce the chairman of the foundation, Janet Hansecourt.
I'm delighted to see you again.
Delighted to see you. Thank you for coming. And our deputy chairman, Gail Plummer.
How are you? Glad to see you.
And two of our directors, Dame Margaret Guilfoyle
Delighted to see you.
and Steve Barzard.
How are you? Very well, thank you. Anyone ever come down there frowning after that?
That's great.
That's the cutest thing I ever saw. And you can explain it to me later.
Yes, I certainly will.
Oh, you cut that out.
Doris, you can't tap dance to the Star Spangled Banner.
I can tap dance to anything. I was in 42nd Street.
Oh, Doris, Mrs. Bush, do you know what comes after By the Dawn's Early Light?
Breakfast.
Oh, Doris.
Hey, Mrs. Bush, want to buy a couple of used pigs?
Come here.
Uh-oh.
Now, I'd like you to meet the stars of our show, Liftoff. This is Saku
How are you up to? I'm glad to meet you.
and Paul
Hello, Paul.
and Erin
Hello. Hello, Aaron.
and Maria
Hello, Maria. Happy New Year to all of you.
and Robert
Hello, Robert.
and Luke.
Hello, Luke. How are you?
Now we're going to sit right here and have a look at the show, and the children are going to watch with us.
Mrs. Bush, Mrs. Keating, and guests. It's my great pleasure, Mrs. Bush, to welcome you to the Australian Children's Television Foundation. And I'm also delighted, Anita, Mrs. Keating, to welcome you here. I know that you and the Prime Minister and your children are very familiar with what we do here, because over the years we've kept an endless stream of videos going into your house and we've received good feedback on them. But it's nice to welcome you here in your new role. Mrs. Bush, we are greatly honoured that your short visit to our country has given us an opportunity to introduce you to the work that we do here. We are honoured, but I have to say that I'm not surprised that you've been brought here, because this is a fantastic organisation. It's unique. There is nothing like it in the world. We were established about 10 years ago by the Ministers of Education from the Commonwealth and the States to develop quality programs for children, to promote those programs in the community and within the education system. We were the brainchild of the lady on your right, Dr. Edgar, our director. The foundation would never have come about without Patricia's vision, and we certainly wouldn't be here today without her persistence with that vision. Prior to the establishment of this foundation, most of what Australian children saw on television was imported from overseas. Some of it was not good, some of it was not bad, but not much of it was Australian. And we believe that Australian children have a right to some programs which reflect our culture, our values, our multicultural society, but which of course are also stimulating, entertaining and relevant, and addressing issues that are important to our children. We also believe that we don't utilise the most powerful communication medium, that's television, as effectively as we could in the interests of young people. Children come to television very willingly. They will watch regardless of quality or content. So at the Foundation, we seek to develop a really strong partnership between parents, teachers, children and television so the best potential of children can be realised. And if all these key influences are working together, children like the ones you see before you must benefit. Our record of success is demonstrable through our many national and international awards, and we hope that you cast your eyes left into our trophy cabinet as you came up the stairs. We have won awards in most children's television competitions throughout the world, including an Emmy in 1988, only the second ever to be won by Australia at that time. Our success is also demonstrable through our critical success and audience appeal, and the fact we've been able to sell our programs into 50 different countries around the world. Children from Argentina to Zambia have seen our products. All the programs that are made for broadcast television are accompanied by books, novels, picture books, teachers' guides and parents' discussion notes. We know of your interest in literacy. It's well appreciated in this country, and I'm sure you will be interested to know that, contrary to expectation, we've shown at the Foundation that children can be introduced to reading by watching television. And I thought an interesting statistic for you would be that in this country, a top-selling children's book sells 3,000 or 4,000 copies. That doesn't sound much because you think of Australia as a huge area, but we only have as many people as you have in New York State. So if you write a top-selling children's book in Australia, you'll sell 3,000 or 4,000 copies. But Round the Twist, on which we based a 13-part television series, has already sold 67,000 copies in just 6 months. So we're getting children to read through television. This morning we want to share with you our latest project, which is a major series for 3 to 8-year-olds called Liftoff. We know that you have a particular interest in young children and their educational welfare. This program aims to make a significant social, educational contribution, not only in Australia but internationally. I'd now like to ask Garth Boomer, who's Deputy Chairman of the Foundation and is Head of Curriculum Development in South Australia, if he will introduce Liftoff to you.
Mrs. Bush, Mrs. Keating and guests, it's my pleasure to tell you a little about Liftoff and what makes it such a significant milestone as a program for young children, both educationally and as a television entertainment. Liftoff will bring to the children of the world, including the children of the USA, we hope, Mrs. Bush, the highest of educational and production values. Our children are our greatest resource and our most precious resource. They deserve our best. For this reason, the ACTF has brought together our finest educators, philosophers, artists, musicians, directors, writers and technicians to devise and realise a program that we believe will go beyond the highly successful Sesame Street to challenge and stimulate the minds of the young, not just in terms of literacy and numeracy, but across all of their aptitudes, including musical, bodily, spatial and interpersonal skills. In a nutshell, Liftoff is about turning on brain power and encouraging adventure, helping and challenging the young to use all their wits and all their senses in the spirit of having a go and never giving up. Where Sesame Street aimed to introduce children entertainingly to the basics of alphabet and number, Liftoff ambitiously, but we believe rightly, is based on a belief that young minds have enormous potential, which is too often untapped, disregarded or patronised. Therefore, if Liftoff errs anywhere, it will err on the side of demanding and expecting beyond the usual. Educationally, Liftoff recognises that young children learn by acting. We've got some actors here and some brilliant ones, by the way. By acting, doing, making and wondering. They're not just simple souls to be moulded and trained. Liftoff is the biggest venture ever undertaken in children's television in this country. It has been 3 years in development, beginning with a live-in think tank workshop where some of Australia's best brains were inspired by Patricia Edgar to dream up a program for the 21st century. Following this stage, a further extended workshop gathered together some of Australia's best doers, animators, puppeteers, musicians, story writers, directors and teachers. And finally, Liftoff took shape in a massive script writing exercise followed by the casting and filming. Altogether, a huge undertaking which has required a good deal of courage, resolve and belief in the eventual value of the enterprise. You may be pleased to know, Mrs. Bush, that this is not a narrowly Australian program. Liftoff has already had a valuable partnership with one of your own foremost educational thinkers, Dr. Howard Gardner of Harvard, whose theory of multiple intelligences has helped to give substance and shape to our work. In terms of supporting publications, our plans are far-reaching and history-making. In Australia, we're moving towards a nationally agreed school curriculum, which involves all states and territories. We're delighted that education systems in Australia, all of them, have endorsed Liftoff and are combining to produce teacher support materials linked with the emerging national curriculum framework. For the first time, children's television has come together formally with education authorities to produce teaching resources for the nation, with funding and direction from the newly established Curriculum Corporation. The resources will include video anthologies and classroom teacher guides. In addition to the educational publishing program, there'll be a wide range of commercial publications, so that both in the school and in the home, Liftoff will nurture and extend literacy and knowledge of the world. With such a nationally collaborative venture, it is fitting that Liftoff represents another significant partnership. National ABC TV has supported the program and will be the broadcaster when the series goes to air in May this year. This has been a productive partnership in the past, and it's good to be working with the ABC again on Liftoff. A further feature of Liftoff will be its outreach program, led by Don Edgar. And this will ensure that its effects go beyond what can be shown on the screen. In each state and territory of Australia, outreach committees comprising childcare workers, teachers, parents, health workers and youth leaders are working to devise ways of using Liftoff as a springboard to community activities for young children in the home, the childcare centre and other community venues. The planning is well advanced so that even before Liftoff goes to the air, a wide network is standing ready to help magnify and extend its influence. Australia has thought globally in conceiving Liftoff. To solve the problems of today and tomorrow and to make the world a better place for all of us, we must develop people who can think their way to better solutions, laterally, sensitively and imaginatively. If we're right in believing that the intellectual resources of the world are strikingly underdeveloped or confined, then Liftoff promises to change things by getting our youngest thinkers off not just to a head start, but to a flying start, as bold and creative searchers able to handle the unforeseen and tackle things that might have been seen to be too hard in the past. So, with this quick glimpse behind the making of Liftoff, Mrs. Bush, we'd now like to show you a tape of excerpts from Liftoff to introduce the children and the puppet characters which will give the program its substance and appeal. Roll videos.
Hello, Mrs. Bush. I've been asked to tell you about our new program, Liftoff.
What are you... Oh. You hey, quick. When I get my hand on your... Ah. Ma'am. You still come back here, you little...
Liftoff is an exciting new concept in educational entertainment for young people. I'm telling you, it's the real Mrs. Bush.
Not the
It's
real
her. 26 hours of drama, puppetry, and animation.
Boss,
Yes, Lonely?
can I have a rainbow Razzler, please? Oh.
It will
I'm
be
s-
linked up with a nationwide outreach program of books and magazines
Boss.
and... Yes, Cook!
The broccoli soup is ready.
And Liftoff is all about intelligence and emotions and...
Mrs. Bush!
Hey, boss.
Yes?
You know how Liftoff is about rhythm and music and stuff and movement and imagination?
Of course I do.
You know the part I like best?
No.
I like the Munch Kids best because it's all these young kids talking about really interesting ideas. These kids are only 6 or 7 years old. Oh, it's amazing. Sometimes they sound like they know a lot more about life than we do. Boss, can I show Mrs. Bush the Munch Kids?
All right, then.
Roll, Munch Kids!
If you feel lost, it doesn't mean that you are lost, because if somebody can see you, they'll go and get help and they'll come and get you, and that means that you're not lost.
If someone else knows where you are, that doesn't matter, because they could be anyone. How would they know? Oh, yeah, there's that guy. I'll go and quickly get someone who he knows.
If you are lost, it means that you can't see anybody around you. No one can see you, and you also feel inside that you're lost.
Well, we went into this big place where there was all these rides, and my brother, me, and my mum and Ian all got lost. And we were lost amongst this big crowd, and we were just lost.
You can be lost in your own backyard. You can be lost no matter where you are. If you think you're lost, then you're lost. It's not another person's mind.
It's your feeling in your heart. And if you feel that you're lost, then you're lost.
Don't you think it's amazing how much lateral thinking these kids have?
Thank you, Nearly. I think I can manage now.
Whoa!
Liftoff demonstrates all different types of intelligences.
There's verbal intelligence. Reading, writing, poetry, telling jokes and stories. In Liftoff, there are several characters who like to play with words, like Lotus the elevator and the back sax.
I really feel sorry for the back sax.
Oh.
Why, lonely?
Because the kids stuff their back sacks full of books and things and leave dirty socks and old sandwiches in them. And they never clean them out. Lucky it isn't smell-o-vision.
Psst. I don't think Mrs. Bush wants to hear about this.
Has she got any children?
I think so.
Well, then she knows about it already.
All right, perhaps we should see some back sacks then. Roll back sacks.
Rappy's moaning 'cause Rappy's fat, full of books and fat as a sack. Stuffers come and stuffers go. Poor old back sacks go with the flow.
Back it in your pouch, Rap-sack. My grandfather had a oozy-goozy banana living in him, and he never wriggled once. A real bag was he.
Why is it that crammers need a bag and a bit of books anyway?
Because books are rememberers.
Rememberers, eh? Well, a load off my lining, that is, I don't think.
Books remember stories, and books remember history.
I remember I had a book in me once that remembered jokes. See, and there was...
Look out!
Brave be the back sacks, brave be the back sacks. Together stick through cramping and through fight. Brave be the back sacks, brave be the back sacks. Together stick together through the night.
Backwards they talk up there, don't they? Back up me, do. Backwards.
Right, that is. Lotus the elevator plays word games and logic games with the kids and takes them into all sorts of different worlds.
Lotus roll.
And hold the mayo.
Hi, Nipper. How are you?
Lotus, what are you doing here? I didn't know you were here.
I'm everywhere, Nipper. People just have to look for me. Time is simple. You wake up, it's daytime. You go to bed, it's nighttime.
You do that 7 times and then you start all over again.
Circle, cycle, revolution. Like a top. The Earth takes a year to move around the sun.
And then you start another year. Oh, like a circle. Yes, no. I don't know. Where did time come from, Lotus?
There has always been time.
Even ages and ages ago? Lotus? What's that?
Ice cream, custard, jelly.
Jelly?
But I don't understand. How can an island be a dessert?
Oh, Lotus! Not a desert island, Lotus. A desert island. Yeah, with lots of sand. And sunshine.
With no jelly?
Well... This is more like it.
Mind your step, please.
And now, the intelligences. There is linguistic intelligence, logical mathematical intelligence, visual spatial intelligence, musical rhythmic intelligence,
Oh, get on
come
right
on,
with me.
No, I can do it.
It's
Look, it's a new word to me, that's all. It's a new word. Let me work it out
Hurry
now.
up, come
We haven't got all day.
I haven't. Kinesthetic intelligence.
Kinesthetic.
But what does it mean?
I don't know.
Can you eat it? Oh.
It is to do with the movement.
Oh.
When you are very skillful, very graceful, good at the sports or at the dancing, when you have good physical coordination. Kinesthetic.
Scratch it.
Now, I've realized I have been most remiss in not introducing myself. I am Boss, the manager of the Wackadoo Cafe.
What about me?
And this is Cook.
Salut!
And Zelda, my waitress. Stoi, stoi. And Nearly.
G'day.
And some of my customers. There's Lonely.
Thank you.
And Wolf.
Dear lady.
And there's Boris.
Let's do lunch.
Doris.
Pleased to meet you.
And Morris.
Howdy doody.
We're a family of sorts. We have our good times. And our bad times. Here at my cafe, we discuss the management of personal relationships.
Actually, interpersonal intelligence, of which I am, of course, an expert.
Yes, thank you very much, Wolf.
And personal growth.
This part is very important. This one they call intrapersonal intelligence.
Yes, thank you, Cook.
Now, let me talk to you about broccoli. It is very good for the development of
Wackadoo! Zelda, can I tell you a joke?
Sure.
I've got this frog, and this lady asked me what I was going to do with it, and I said I was going to take it to the zoo. The next day, she sees me again, and I've still got the frog, and she says, "Why didn't you take it to the zoo?" And I said, "I did. And today, I'm taking it to the movies."
Oh, that's a funny one, Nearly.
But it's a lie.
What do you mean?
I haven't got a frog. I was pretending.
But it doesn't matter. It's just a joke, Nearly.
So it's all right to tell lies?
No, lies are different. Lies are when you want to cover something up. Lies are when you've done something wrong and you don't want to get caught. Lying always makes it worse.
Oh.
about taking the frog to the movies.
I see. Lying is wrong because it makes things worse. Right. But pretending is okay. Right.
Toss that broom now and don't forget the corners.
Do that job and don't be prima donnas. Work is what the human race is born to do. And you better do it right.
Or you'll be in the mood.
You'll have to choose a moment and then come out.
All together now, all together now, all together now, we'll be Israel now. All together now, all together now, all together now, we'll be Israel now.
There are also many other stories in Liftoff about the little children, their parents, and their friends. Oh, I wish they had this program when I was growing up.
Hi, Nipper. Is that thunder keeping you awake too, is it? Well, there's nothing to be afraid of.
What? Why are you so worried? James sounds like a great guy. He's in the rollerblading like you. James doesn't know I'm dead. He will laugh at me. No, he won't. Why should he? Because I did. And I thought it funny. No, you don't. I do. I'm embarrassed. You're not embarrassed around us. You're different. I know you. If James is your friend, he wouldn't laugh. If he laughs, he's not your friend.
Meet EC. EC stands for every child. The adults think it's just a rag doll, but all the kids know better. EC and the kids share imaginary things that grown-ups don't see anymore.
Oh, hi, EC. I'm sorry, EC, but I have to grow up. I'll come and see you all the time, but not magic friends, just good friends. It's going to be cold tonight, EC, because of the storm. I'm sorry, EC, but I'm 4 years old. I'm grown up now.
It's not fair. 3 we can't be. It's not fair. Why can't they see? It's not fair.
Rocky, the frilled-necked lizard. Rocky studies human behaviour. And finds it all very puzzling.
Meet Mr. Fish. He's the caretaker where some of the children live. Those children give him such a hard time.
No slopping galoshes on my clean floor.
We could take them off.
No smelly socks in my foyer.
We can't fly, Mr. Fish.
That, dear girl, is your problem, not mine.
Beverly! Mr. Fish, you should be ashamed of yourself. She needs water.
Meet Beverly. She watches everything and reveals all the natural wonders of our planet.
That's just a small example of our Liftoff program. If we had 26 hours, we could show the whole lot to you. Oh!
Outrage! Get your outrage! Outrage!
Outrage!
Oh, yes. The television material is just the beginning.
Yes, there will be many books and the Outrage magazines. In schools everywhere. Big people will work with the little children to make this much, much more than a television program. It's fantastic, yes.
Yes, indeed. Liftoff is a revolution in educational entertainment for 3 to 8-year-olds.
It explores all their intelligences.
And their emotions.
We hope one day that our programs will be seen by the children of your country, Mrs. Bush.
Oh, when's lunch?
Yeah.
Boris!
I want to have lunch. I'm starving. I want to have lunch.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Stop it, Boris. I want to have some lunch.
Just like you've come all the way from United States of America to meet us.
Surprise! Bonjour! Bonjour!
Would you like to come and meet us, Mrs. Bush?
And I'll pop.
Up there in the left-hand corner is Cook.
Bonjour, madame. Enchanté.
And there's Lonely in front of him.
Whirly.
Lonely. Lonely.
Lonely.
Yes, he's very lonely.
Very lonely.
And there's Neely up there in the right-hand corner.
How do you do?
How are you?
Very well, thank you. It's lovely weather we've been having. Oh, sorry.
And there's Zelda with the rainbow-coloured hair.
Oh, yes, marvellous.
Who?
Your mother must love your hair.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Bush. I've been dying to meet you.
Oh.
And this is Boss.
Hello, Boss.
Nice to meet you.
You did a wonderful job, all of you.
I love you.
And over there is Morris, Doris, and Boris.
Hi, Morris.
Hi, Boris.
Ow. Oh, excuse me.
I hear you're a great cook.
Oh, very good.
Now you behave yourself.
No, I'm too busy being on awe of you, Boris.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know. I can't speak. Not much. So who does your hair?
Are you asking me that? Who does my hair? Is that what you're asking? Well, I'm not going to lie to you. I've forgotten his name. Adam did my hair this morning.
I think Adam would do
You were great. I think Adam would help you a lot. You were all wonderful.
Nice one, Mrs. Bush.
Mrs. Bush?
Yes.
Adam did his hair.
Chef, you're in deep trouble.
That's what I tell him all the time.
Mrs. Bush, I'd like to give you a present.
Oh, thank you very, very much. And can I say to you that you are wonderful actors and actresses. Say to you, I love you. I hope you're going to be on the film, are you?
Yes, that's the film of what you saw.
Oh, good. Oh, good. You were just wonderful. Think of all the boys and girls who are going to know you around the world. And you, too. Very hard to talk to characters. But it's not hard to talk to these wonderful boys and girls. You were very, very good.
Aku is 4, and you
5.
right,
5.
only 5, and Erin is 7, 8, and Robert is 8.
Yeah.
Are you
and
8?
Luke?
12. 12.
12.
Yeah.
Well, you were all very, very good. You weren't doing those somersaults.
No.
I was wondering who did that. They were good too, weren't they?
It was me. Yes, I did the somersaults. I went. Can't you see?
Didn't we just have a lesson on that?
Anytime.
Didn't we just have a lesson about lying?
Zelda caught that time.
I think so.
That'll teach you.
She did. That's what she
She's not an Aborigine.
No, I'm an illegal immigrant.
An Aborigine didn't eat them somersaults.
Did an Aborigine do the
Yes, because he had black face.
Well, he was beautiful, I'll tell you that.
Yes.
Very beautiful.
Very beautiful.
Not you.
Of course, Mrs. Bush, yes.
Well, thank you very, very much, everybody.
Thank you, Mrs. Bush.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. We don't talk to people like you at home much. Maybe we should do more of that.
We understand perfectly.
I think I hurt their feelings.
Oh, no, not at all.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Well, I'll look forward to seeing a lot of you, okay?
Oh, thank you
very much.
I'm looking at them like they can see me.
We can.
Yes. Yes,
I mean, that's
puppets,
so silly.
they draw you right to them,
That's
so
right.
you do talk to them, and you,
That's
yes.
I'm talking to you as though you can see me. You've done
I'm
me.
Well, of
talking
course
to
we
you.
can.
You'd be surprised what we can see.
Well, they're wonderful. Thank you very much for letting me come, and thank you for the great present. And I'll line up my grandchildren and see what they think about your program, okay?
Right.
Okay?
Could you, oh, yes.
All right,
and
come
we-
here, please.
Come forward, just come forward.
Well, I've only got 2 hands and I'm holding something.
Robert, come around.
There we go. How can you hold hands with every child? Okay.
Come forward a little bit, Aku. Turn around,
In the
Aku.
front. Let's turn you
Yeah,
around.
turn around to the front. That's right, so you can get you.
Not
Yes.
Zelda.
They're all mine. I get to take them home. You too.
Mrs. Bush,
Well, you can take them, Mrs. Bush.
May I? Yes. What, behind you or in front of you? In front. Oh, all right.
Not up to you.
Mrs. Bush, could I just ask you what has really stood out in this short visit of Australia for you?
Oh my goodness, because so many things have. You know, I've had literacy briefings and I've been very impressed with that. And I've seen a lot of good friends, new and old, and I saw your beautiful new parliament. And I went on boat rides, and I went to your marvelous hospital and saw what you're doing in cancer and for the children and research. And I came to visit the Australian Children's Television Foundation.
All the things you could have seen or done in Melbourne, why did you choose to come to the Australian?
Well, because I'm really interested in this, and in spite of the, I'm very interested in children's television workshop at home too, and I think, you know, television is a wonderful media or medium, and it should be used for teaching not only children but adults. And one of the things we've proven at home, and I'm sure you found this through here, is that for some really strange reason, we have, our children will sit and watch the tube more than almost anything else. They'd rather do that than watch a teacher sometimes. So I think it should be used, and I think you're using it in the most superb fashion. And we just got a hint today of what they're really going to go into, and they're going to go into the earth,
Yes,
the
that's right.
future, and emotions, and they're really going to teach morals, and we learned a lot.
Mrs. Bush, the television has been held out to be the enemy of books.
Not by me.
These people are trying to make children read. Do you
That's
think
right.
that's
I think it's great. And you know, we have a lot of programs, Frank, at home that also are working very hard on encouraging children to read and to learn and to think and to do what's right. And this is just an extraordinarily good one. So I was glad.
Sorry, Mrs. Bush.
Now you cut that out. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, do you think that it will translate to an American audience? How will American children?
I think it certainly would. I mean, I think it would.
Do you think
I think we speak the same language. I think it would, and we have the same feelings. And we have very much, one of the things I felt about my trip to Australia was that you have the same values and morals and standards, and you have the same concerns and interests that we do. And I think there's so many things that can be helped, not just reading and literacy, but drugs and crime and a lot of good things. And this program seems to me aimed at that.
And Mrs. Bush, how do you think this compares with the Muppets as an educational program for children?
No, I'm not going to answer that. We have lots of good programs. I mean, the Muppets are very good, but we have lots of good programs, and the Children's Workshop does a marvelous job at home.
But the Muppets I raised because that's one that has been taken in Australia and loved for many years.
Well, I think it's, you see, that's nice.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye. I love you all. That's wonderful. I really love you, all of you.